this a secret? I know you like to keep it clean. No prying eyes to keep you honest. What do you hide when you hide with me? If you think you're clever, then you've never weathered anyone like me. I've been training all my life. Guess your numbers are bright. Cause when she calls mine, I'm not gonna lie. Those pretty eyes, are you scared now? You can't erase all the things you've seen. Do you like my shows and all my monsters? Now you're my latest favorite thing. Do you wanna play misbehave? Say the ways you plan to hurt me, abuse and drain me dry. Now you wanna know if you'll make it out alive. Nah, I'm not gonna lie.
All right. Good evening, everyone. We are running a little late. As a matter of fact, it's been terrible. I have not done. Well, I managed to get the giveaway going, and of course, I say that just as an ad break starts. Fun. Hey, Chris, good to see you. And I will get to our other person, Lord Gazumba. Good to see you, sir. It's been one of those days. I'm happy. I've got a dehumidifier going in my basement. The thing sucked out 35 pints worth of moisture out of the air last night overnight. Came back to find out the container was full and needed to be emptied, and it's working right. Keep on going away, chugging away at it. So we'll see how that continues to go and whether or not manages to keep me comfortable through the summer, because I hate humidity above all things. Humidity is my downfall. So yeah, it would probably be helpful if I actually put notification. I guess I've got it in my own Discord, so people who are interested can see the self-promotion. Yeah, humidity has been bad. Chris, I get when the ground gets overly saturated here after like a week of rainstorms. I will get groundwater here. I don't know that this is going to help with that, because that's more of there's just nowhere left for the water to go outside. Unfortunately, the area where the groundwater comes in, I have a deck outside, so there's like no grass beneath it to soak it in, and eventually the dirt just gets so soaked. Otherwise I probably would be okay. I really need to learn to turn that bits thing off when we're not actually playing game, but that's fine. Whatever. So yeah, tonight, what are we doing? Let's see. Well, I mean, my plan is to add another class to CNC. I've been kind of torn as to what to do next in terms of classes. I still need to clear. I still need to clean up the fire elementalist a bit. Hey, Chris, good to see you. Ooh, that's a interesting thought. I might have to. I might have to take a look at that. Um, I'm looking at as far as like what classes to put. I thought about as far as like doing another specialty priest. I still need to do some cleanup on the fire elementalist. I've got more spells I need to add, at least for like level 1 and 2. And then that one is more or less done. Then after that's maybe just prettying up a bit. Hey, Witch Starfall, good to see you. Beyond that, I've got the specialty priest of Sehenin Moonbow, who really, the big thing right now is I need to fix the XP table. I know Friday Night Crusades, our priest of Sehenin Moonbow, is definitely level 2. I'm sure that whatever the XP table works out being, they've already hit that mark. It's not going to be, if it's better or worse than the standard cleric XP table, it's not going to be enough of a difference for them to have not hit level 2. So I'm fine with that. I did take a look at the From the Ashes for the specialty priest of Palor. Right now, the one thing is it doesn't have. Oh, nice. Yeah, it's killing me that's going to be that's still so far off. I'm like, I want to wait on it, and I was like, but yeah, it's gonna be such a long time. I can find other classes to put in. I mean, because the big thing is I'm not letting people play assassins. It's just the scene. It doesn't fit thematically with this kind of game, and the CNC assassin is just, it doesn't work for adventure type games. The mechanics of it. No, they do not. As a matter of fact, it's kind of weird. I was looking at, I was considering making a hunter type class, in order to fix the whole thing with the rangers being strength based. The problem is I'd have to fix the CNC ranger as well, because if you're going to be a strength based class, if you're going to have strength as your primary attribute, you got to have some strength based abilities. I'm sorry, I get why it happened, but it's just weird to me. So I'd need to differentiate between the two, because otherwise, finding a real difference. I guess hunters. I mean, if you go hunters with a WoW type hunter, where they definitely have a pet of some kind of pet, and then you get to the whole mess of combat pets and what happens when pets die, and yeah, that's a whole other bag of worms. So, as far as the things that I was looking at, there is the Halfling Guardian, which I've already used as an NPC. There is the Elven Cavalier, which is a potential option. There is also the, again, there is the possibility of doing the Bounty Hunter. I'd like to do a Witch at some point. The only problem is I haven't decided which I'm be using, because there are 3 different takes on it in Dragon Magazine through the years. There's the one from issue 20, the one in issue 114, and the issue 133. And then I've got, hey, Guild Superior, good to see you. Hey, Dave, how you doing? I was fortunate enough to play with the Heroes of Greyhawk the last 2 weeks, and we finished up our little story arc. My cleric somehow managed to survive. Actually, was doing pretty well by the end. It's amazing at low levels what one max heal will do for you. But yeah, we all got up by the grace of Heronius. That and the fact that Endure Cold was a wonderful 0 level spell to have. That made the entire difference in that game. I wasn't. it turned out to be even more useful than I had hoped it would be. So yeah, no, hopefully at some point he will make another appearance, and we'll see how that goes. Because you know, we got to keep the tuba group going. You'll have to watch the video on demand for Guild Superior to get the 411 on the tuba stuff, but it's well worth it. Trust me. So, yeah, like I said, there's the three takes on the witches, and then Tim Timothy S. Hammond, who also has done some stuff with Elflare Games, has his own Brandon Hammond. Yeah, right, Brandon. I know that. Why did I say Hammond? I don't know. You're right, Timothy S. Brandon, who has done some stuff with Elflare Games. Is also very, very, very much into witches. Raven Sarah Knight, wonderful to see you. And yeah, I'm looking. Or is that the one you're using? Okay, I've got a couple of his supplements on witches. I just hadn't figured out which one I was going to use. But I'll have to take a look at the 1E one, and we'll probably end up going with that. It's especially interesting considering the campaign right now is has very much to do with witches. Jay, let me ask you something. Your specialties priest of Palor. Did you add any more special spells for them, or did you? Because I'm still looking at the one from the Ashes. I'm not crazy about the fly ability that they get at higher level. Just in general, player characters being able to fly is, but I mean, I guess at that level it's fine. Touch of Evil, good to see you. But I'm looking as like they've got no special spells of their own. Sunrise and False Dawn. Now those sound like Palor spells. All right, I'll have to jot that down. When you say FR, as in Forgotten Realms? I'll make sure that I have a. Gee. All right. Oh, okay. So they might be in the demi. What do you call it? The demi-humans book then. Ah, excellent, excellent. Okay, cool. Then I have that. Because that's where my Sun and Moon boat came from. All right, I'll take a look at that then. Yep. Faiths and Avatars. Okay. I have that one as well. Cool. Yeah, I was like, they need more sun in. It's like, how do you have a specialty priest of Palor? It's like I'm okay with the +1 turn thing that they get later. I'm okay with I'm okay with the healing bonus that they get. But how do you not have any sun related spells and not only that, Palor is a greater god. All right. Good to know. Good to know. Yeah, I have whatever 3E stuff I have. They've all been taken for very specific purposes. Just because I never got I could go over the story again and again, but 3E was a victim of life circumstances for me. And now going back to it, it's basically whenever I find somebody tells me that there's something that might be useful for bringing in, we do that. But yeah, so All right, so there is the bounty hunter, which Jay has coming over when the Free City of Altamira comes to the CNC. So we can kind of put that on hold for now. Thief Acrobat. Honestly, there is a character class in the Adventurer's Backpack that really is technically is technically a Thief Acrobat for all intents and purposes. I'd have to take a look at the Cavalier to find out how different from the Knight it is, and whether it would actually make a difference. I'm probably better with the CNC Knight than some might be. I like the idea that while it's a frontline fighter, all of the Knight's buffs are for the people that in the party. It's a frontline combat that that has a whole bunch of support abilities. Oh, nice. For those of you out there wondering, no, this was not planned. Hey, probably Lizzie, thank you so much for the follow. Welcome in, welcome in. We are just getting started. We're discussing potential classes to bring in to Castles and Crusades, and where we bring them in from could be from anywhere. Really, a lot of them are coming from old school AD&D, from Dragon Magazine. Dragon Magazine articles, because the classes have that same kind of feel. And in terms of the way you level and such, I really think let's do this. Let's go to, what do I have showing at the moment? By the way, if everybody's wondering, this is what I have to fix the XP table, but because that XP table is not currently correct. But that is the current setup for the specialty priest of Sehanin Moonbow. The Knight class sounds like how we play. Hey, listen, if you are a cleric and you are not buffing, I mean, forget about cleric's healing. If you're a cleric and you're not buffing the party for combat, what are you doing? Especially in 5e, because 5e with the way healing works, it's a completely different animal. But even for earlier editions, if you got a cleric and you're not using bless on the regular bless and prayer and aid and such, you're probably doing it wrong. The tank still went down with your buffs. Oof. Well, you sign up to be the tank, and you're going to take a beating. That's what happens. So, in case you're wondering, let's go through this. The Halfling Guardian. I've used this as an NPC, both in the Friday Night Crusades game, as well as my Embers of Empire campaign. I actually I think I used the same Halfling Guardian. Halfling Guardians are a rare subclass of fighter with special abilities and clerical spell use. Guardians are typically commanders of Halfling fighters in wartime and troubleshooters in times of peace. In areas where Guardians appear, an average Halfling community has one Guardian for every 25 Halflings. No, Pat. No. Your touch of evil. I'm reading that, and my brain refuses to parse that sentence because was that their first time playing 5e? I feel like that is someone not understanding how 5e mechanics works. Okay, so I'm guessing that they didn't read the class correctly, and how rages work. So in terms of the Guardian, let's take a look at some of the things that they would get and whether or not, whether or not this works. Thanks for the follow, Veloci. Welcome in. Very much appreciated. We are looking at potential classes to bring over to CNC, and I am leaning towards the Halfling Guardian. So, I won't necessarily bring this in whole hog if I think it's going to break the game. And it's weird because this is mentioned as a fighter subclass. I almost look at it as a cleric subclass. Does it mention? So let's start with abilities and characteristics. Only exceptional halflings can become halfling guardians. We don't deal with as far as this is Castle and Crusades, so we don't deal with ability score limits. The only thing I need to determine is what the primary attribute score is, in term what it would be, whether it be wisdom, strength, constitution. 8-sided hit die, so that kind of goes along with my feeling that this is more of a cleric type character than a fighter, even though fighting is very much on the mind. Any armor, shield, or weapons can be used. Okay, all right, I can deal with that. Initial weapon selection is restricted, as noted. All right, so Halfling Guardians are followers of Arvarine the Defender. Arvarine being one of the halfling gods, and I think their initial weapon choice may be related to that. Now, CNC does not use weapon proficiencies, though. Of course, occasionally it does have weapon specialization stuff for certain classes. All right. Halfling guardians must be halflings. Well, okay, that makes sense. Alignment. Guardians may only be lawful good, lawful neutral, or neutral good. It says wandering guardians may have changed to chaotic good or neutral alignments. I might allow for chaotic good. I'm not sure if I'm going with a pure neutral halfling guardian yet. So about 70% of all guardians are lawful good. Looking at the proficiency section, it doesn't say specifically what the first weapon needs to be. Oh, must be proficient with okay. So yeah, they must be proficient with the short sword. So, okay. Sure. Let's kind of avoid that, Pat, please. All right. So special abilities. Guardians have bonuses normal halflings have. Yeah, just some things we just don't need though. Oh, nice. Talwick is I need to come up with a chart of all the current characters in as far as the different groups, because I feel like there are certain groups of yours that I just do not get to watch regularly. Even when they're on, it's like always there's something else going on. And 2 drink minimum for some reason is the one group I know who's in the group, or at least who's playing, but I feel like every time they have a session, something's going on. I don't know how that happens. Because the player makeup of that group is a fun group. Oh, was he then brought back to life? Uh, and Dave, if you're wondering how you got a VIP badge, well, I mean, dude, uh, when I get to play with you in person as well as online, and you know, you're in pretty good shape for getting a VIP badge. Oops. So it says Guardians have the ability to track as Rangers do. All right, I can bring that over. They've got outdoor. All right, Jay. We'll see you in a bit when it's time to raid over. Um, a guardian can heal himself by calling on religious power. He must be in a state of complete rest, similar to a trance. So this is kind of a personal lay on hands, not useful to anyone else. All right, that one's interesting. That's at first level. At third level, guardians acquire a special warning sense. If the guardian is in a familiar place and evil is nearby, there's a chance that he will sense it by making a saving throw versus poison. Interesting. All right, so I'll just have to note what that saving throw is. Healer, heal thyself. Nice. I love it. Oh, man. Um, let's see. 120 yards. Wow. Range of the power is 120 yards. Phew. All right, cool. Fifth level and above, guardians are able to cast spells. Spell usability up to third level is available for clerical and some druidic spells. I'll do the clerical. I'm going to leave out the druidic, just because that. Hey, Asher, how's Florida treating you? Um, but there are some custom spells which I will definitely bring over. Nice, nice. Guardians who are with a specific community and church need pay only a quarter of the normal fees required to gain experience. We don't worry about that so much. All right. Um, there are the special spells. There's Warning Shout, level 1. A halfling guardian who casts a warning shout can project a single word loud enough to be heard outdoors approximately half a mile away. That's an interesting spell. Level 2 spell, Sparkling Sword. No, I don't. Right now, I am currently there. There are two conventions that I go to per year. Gary Con is going to be the first one, just because, pretty much almost everyone I know ends up at Gary Con. Page is the other one. This will be the second year I'm going to Page, and I'm still 50-50 as to whether I'm running something. I need to check what the current schedule of games is at Page, so I can find out if there's a slot in which I'd like to run something. I'm still Page. I'm going to because it's only 2 hours away, and again, a lot of people I know are going to be there. So I get to hang out in person with friends while there. I'm still not happy about the whole price per, paying for tickets per game on top of the badge price. And it got worse this year. But it's close. It's only 2 hours away. I don't need to fly. I can drive down. Yeah, man, that's just wrong. You need to join us there. It's like that makes me cry. I'm a sad panda reading that. Um, but yeah, so I mean, at least this year or this coming year, I'll be going to Page again, and then we'll see what happens. I know it's unless things get really out of hand, I'll probably still be going to Page. Oh, that would be dude, that'd be awesome. If you come down to Page, that'd be awesome. But it's like I don't understand. I don't understand the raise the badge price if you have to. Don't charge per game. Last year was bad. I was in a game last year where I was the only player, and it's for a GM who's actually pretty well known and should not be suffering with only having one player in the only one player in their game. As a matter of fact, Jay Lord Gazumba himself was initially supposed to be running a BattleTech game down there. BattleTech with full terrain. Like, I mean, if you've seen his BattleTech sessions, which I've been lucky enough to play with, playing online, he puts out a large spread. It's a great game. You have a hell of a lot of fun. I was the only person who signed up. But you know something? I would almost guarantee, Chris, that it causes more people not to sign up in the first place than it does. What do you call it? Than there are cancellations. I mean, are you going to pay? At this point, the tickets range anywhere from like $3 to $6. Are you going to pay? Are you going to pay extra money for a game that with a with a GM that you don't know? Oh yeah, yeah. They're it's not quite as bad as GaryCon, thank goodness, but it you do pay per game. It's I don't know. I don't know what they're thinking. If you need to raise if you need to raise extra funds, make the badge more expensive. I would prefer you did it that way. This way, you pay what you pay, and you go down and play in the games, and at that point, you can't trying to control people like that. It just no. You're hurting your GMs, and it'd be one thing if the GMs were seeing a cut of that money. Honestly, if you told me that the GMs were seeing a cut of that money, I'd be happy to pay. I'd be happy to do it, because see, there you go. You charge for tickets, and the games at Gen Con, some of them are like what, $20 a ticket. It's like whatever. Gen Con something I would have done maybe 20 years ago. It's not for me anymore. It won't be for me anymore. It's like it'd be one of those things where I'd have to go just to say that I was there once, and I don't see myself ever doing that. Yeah, it's and again, at Gamehole Con, I'm not going to go to another. I'm definitely not traveling to a con that does that. Yeah, that's the other thing. You're paying a lot of money. I'm lucky enough that I can drive down to, I can drive down to Page. I mean, if I really wanted to go absolutely nuts, I could drive to Page every day if I wanted to. If I wanted to do the 2 hour, 2 hours each way, and just sleep at home, I'd end up paying a bit of gas. Hey, Brett, good to see you. But people are flying in, and they're paying good money to stay at a hotel for your con, and you're nickel and diming them. And again, you're not spreading that money to the people who are running the games, who are creating the content for your con to exist. And this is where that's where it really bugs me in the fact that if you're going to charge money per game, then you should be paying the people who are creating the content that lets your convention be a thing. What are you doing? Chad Van Wickman, awesome to see you. Good to see you. All right, so we've got going back to the Halfling Garden. We've got the Sparkling Sword and we've got Blazing Sword at level 3. I can't. All the people of a certain age are doing the whole Voltron form Blazing Sword. I know you are. I see you. I'm one of them. Uh, uh, did you appreciate the fact that I just named the type of tuba that you have? It's not a real thing, but just like kind of threw that out there, so just run with it. It's like people wanting to blow your horn. Level 3, giant size. Similar to the first level spell, human size, except the recipient and his possessions grow to the size of a hill giant. Ooh, 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 ooh. I just got an image of halfling guardians fighting Spriggans. I mean, it was a beautifully crafted horn, Dave. I mean, what do you want? Yeah. All it needed was a little loving. Yeah, but Asher, wait, can the Duergar change sizes too? I forget. It's been a while. Well polished. Oh man, Halfling Guardian, and suddenly everybody in the battlefield is just growing. That's awesome. I like this. All right, all right. I think we have a winner in terms of the class choice. Well, let's take a look at the Elven Cavalier really quick. We're now over half an hour into the stream, and I haven't even chosen the actual class we're doing. So if you didn't, the as far wait are you talking about the Guardian though, Pat, or the Spriggan? Because I did have the Spriggan. We did. Oh well, now you weren't. The main group for the campaign. Oh, the halflings. Yeah, well, they might not have been a high enough level because that's a third level spell, and they don't get spells until like first level, or fifth level, I should say. So they're like kind of behind. As a matter of fact, it gives me. Oh, there's the spell. So, a halfling guardian would be need to be level 7, and none of the ones that you ran into were level 7. That would have been something to say. Gave them an herb to grow. Maheen's blessing to you. So let's take a look at the Elven Cavalier. Elves, whether scorned, misinterpreted, or eulogized, are a standard component in AD&D. Yeah, we know that. One of the major facets of the elven culture is how they perform in their interpretation of each of the prescribed character classes. The elf's outlook, although alien, can generally be reduced to feelings of liberality and fraternity, and these traits characterize nearly all aspects of their behavior. In the case in hand, the Elven Cavalier performs a parallel of the prescribed class functions, while retaining those traits and characterizations that are quintessentially elven. All right, the class should differ when applied to elves simply because it is performed by a completely different race. If you like it, the class has altered in the translation. Oh man. Ash, you're still not here this week for Friday, correct? We're missing you for one more week. All right. Nice. Safe travel back. All right, so we don't need to worry about experience tables. Let's look. Weaponry. All right, so short bow and gains bonuses to hit and damage for this. All right, so they're going to have, I think, for the elven cavalier, the specialization, in order, the standard elf specialization is going to be, do I make it short bow specific, or all right, I'm going to take a look to see what I need to do to the weapon specialization thing that the elves get in CNC. But I think it might be longbow short, longsword short bow, where I think the CNC elf can use specialize with longbow. They can use longbows as well. Tuba specialization. Uh, okay, so they do have some restrictions for firing a bow when mounted. I'll have to take a look to see what CNC has if they have explicit rules for that, because otherwise this may not apply. Well, I mean, there is that height advantage, Dave. Not much of a height advantage, but there is that height advantage. All right. What else? What else? There's a lot of this on weaponry. Oh my goodness. Number of weapons whose use are excluded through social mores. All forms of crossbow, because you know we want you to show actual skill and not just point and click. A hammer, spiked buckler. All right. Well, yeah, okay, no Garrett. I'm shocked. Huh, Morningstar. Interesting. I guess they don't want anybody to mistake them for a cleric. Club, pick, whip, most pole arms. Interesting. Due to their generally non-elitist viewpoint, elves do not assign titles to each. All right, well, that's fine. All right. Riding abilities. Starting at third level, ride and handle horses. Fourth level, ride and handle unicorns. Females only. Well, no, we're not gonna get rid of that crap. Ride and handle unicorns is fine, regardless of who you are. All right, Dave. Have a great game. Thanks for dropping in, man. Seventh level, ride and handle giant eagles. Interesting. Oh, fifth level, speed bonus. We'll give him one more shout out. Okay, so a lot of riding bonuses. Common class abilities. Parrying includes elven bonus to hit with long short sword. Um, Fear immunity, including protection from fear if aligned to good. Some bonuses against illusions. Conscious on negative hit points. All right. Okay, so this one's going to take a little work because it's not, unlike the Guardian, it's not going to be nearly straightforward. So what I'm going to do, and if anyone's wondering why we're not doing the Bounty Hunter, it's because I logged, I didn't happen to take a look at the Bounty Hunter ahead of time. That was my mistake. And as it turns out that the Dragon Magazine article for Bounty Hunter is there are 3 distinct bounty hunter, well, relatively distinct bounty hunter classes in here, on top of the fact that Jay is bringing over his version of bounty hunter when Free City of Altamira drops for Castles and Crusades. I'd like to say sometime later this year, but it's probably going to end up, at this point, it's, unless something weird happens, it'll be sometime next year. So let's go and go back to the Halfling Guardian. And what I'm going to do is save this as a copy. And it is going to be Halfling Guardian. This will probably end up changing before we're done, but for now it is 6. Can you short them like a stock? Oh, man. All right. So, let's go back. And here's where I run into the problem where I need more screens. More screens. Trying to figure out what they decided on, what we're going to do as their... Yeah, it's because if I move this somewhere, I'll either lose chat, or if I resize it, it'll resize it on the screen, which doesn't really help me. Oh, that's from the Ashes. Looking to see what it did it decide what the primary attributes are. Going by the minimum scores, I would say strength, dexterity, constitution, or charisma. So, that's a tough choice. Okay, Raven. Thank you. I appreciate you. You hanging in there, and I appreciate the lurk. For this, I think I will go with. Oh boy. I don't know. I don't have any thoughts as far as what you would make their primary attribute. Because I'm kind of on the fence with this. I think I'm leaning towards strength. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna make it strength to start with. I could make this charisma. It wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. Hmm. Strength of personality and karaoke voice. All right, so let's do this then. We're going to first. Harley, thank you so much for hanging in there. Have a good night, and we'll see you tomorrow. So for alignments, they were awful good, awful neutral, neutral good. Their weapons at first level. Short sword. Short bow. Sling. Dagger. As far as armor, any is fine. They don't have. Well, they don't have to worry about. I'll have to check on the spheres. I'll have to check what Avarine's spheres are, and figure it out from there. All right, it's already a D8, which is fine. Because this is considered a fighter subclass, it will have a bonus to hit as if it was a fighter subclass. What I need to do is take a look and see when fighters stop getting bonuses, because that's kind of important. Source books. And the player's handbook, 8th printing. There you go. I realize it's going to show up weird on the screen, but that's fine. Nah, I'm not doing that. That's cold, Asher. That's just cold. Fighter. All right, so it looks like everybody else goes. Whoa. All right, I guess everybody's bonus to hit goes straight up to. All right, that's fine. I guess we're going that route. I did not realize that was the case. Nine, 10, 11. All right. So there's that. Then the next question is, at what point do they stop getting hit points? Or stop rolling for hit points, I should say. And I think all of them go up to level 10. All right, so since they're doing the D8, we'll do plus 3 hit points after level 10, which may already be reflected here, which would make my life a lot easier. It is. Excellent. All right. So let's do this. Their cleric spell table. I am not going to have them have access to 0 level spells. Going back to the article. We have their spell table. And it does start at 5th level. There's 1, 2, 2. Whoop. 2, 3. 3. All right. Hey, Justinius, how's it going, Greg? We are working on the Halfling Guardian. It's 1, 1 and 1, 2 and 1, 2 and 2. I guess after that, I need to decide. I think. Oh, nice, excellent. So here the XP table only goes up to level 9. I think I want to keep the cap at 3rd level spells. So what I can do, let's go 3, 3, 2, 3, 3, 3. And then figure out maybe if I want to add more or just keep it at 3, 3, 3 from there. I mean, I don't think that I really ever have to worry about it. But yeah, I think that's what we're going to look at for spell usage for now. And then at the very most, what we can do is do copy. Who was playing in the CNC game on Folk and Myth? I'm not even sure who. I know who runs games over there. I'm not sure who's running the CNC game though. Well, it wasn't Bleak, was it? Because that's Bleak's more been Vampire the Masquerade and other stuff. My dog is dreaming in the corner. All right, so we've got the start of the Halfling Guardian here. I'll have to fill in spells. And hey, Kern. We've got the next class coming, and yes, I still need to work on your XP table. All right. I want to thank everybody for hanging in there today. We are going to draw this to a close because I do believe Jay's been live for a while now. And we've been at it for, even though we started late, we've been at it for about an hour. There is a Troll Lord Games giveaway. Exclamation point ticket to enter. It's a $10 gift card to any digital product off the Troll Lord Games website. Pro tip, if you are the type who likes to get the PDF and the print copy, make sure that you choose the bundle, the PDF plus print option, and you will still be able to apply the gift card. You cannot apply the gift card to the physical prints alone. So please, take advantage, enter, and we will be drawing a winner in just a bit. But yeah, in case you missed the current, because you might have been at the ad break, we've got the Halfling Guardian. We've got a good start to it. I need to do some work on it. I do need to still do the XP table for your specialty priest. I think after I've got that down, other than like adding some flavor text, I think that one is pretty much done. I did watch Jay's show on Wednesday on Elemental Wizards and such. So I also took a screenshot of the spells for the Fire Elementalists. So I can go through the Great Net spellbook and pick them out and not have to. I can go searching for them with search tools instead of having to wade through all the weird spells that sound like they were made by teenage boys. So with that, let us let's get ready to raid, and I will get ready to do the drawing while we set up the raid. I want to thank all the new folks who came out to join us today. Your presence is really, really, really appreciated. It was kind of you to join us, and thank you for all the new follows. There was a bunch of new follows today, which was really, really cool. Of course, my mod queue thing, my mod stuff here is like all kinds of mess up, so I lost the view as to who ended up following, which, actually, hold on a second, maybe there is a way for me to check. Activity feed. Yeah, let's move that to the grid, because that's where I wanted it. I don't know why it ever thought that I wouldn't want this here. Yeah, so as far as follows go, Geek Ledger, thank you so much for the follow. Veloci, probably Lizzie, thank you so much for the follow and for joining us today. I really do appreciate it. And the winner, hold on, Raven. Let's see if you're one of the winners. The winner of tonight's giveaway is Asher. Dude, excellent. All right, I will send you a DM with the code. Congrats. And if you could all hang out while we raid Lord Gazumba. Get the raid emote ready to go. I believe everyone should have access to it. I will see you all. I should see you all next week. Going to be interesting because we got the long weekend next week, but I still plan on raiding. We got 16 people going in. See you all on the flip side.
Anything's better than nothing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Who's going to be the first two up front?
Sam, and then I thought we decided we were going to do Pelennor and then Torque.
Really?
Why?
I don't know. That's fine.
Is that what we've been doing?
Sam Pelennor Torque? Got it.
Yeah, Sam will go up ahead and check for traps. And
All right. Sounds good.
we'll do it invisibly, scoot on ahead, and then tell him to wait here until I come back. If I come back. If I die, I die.
Well, yeah. Like I said, finale, everyone. Super high level.
All right, so Sam will go up ahead to the intersection, the first intersection, checking for traps. He goes very slowly.
How far behind's the rest of the group?
They're gonna stay there until I give them a thumbs up.
They're gonna stay back until you
Yeah,
do.
they're only 40 feet behind me. It's not like it's.
Okay. There's only one way heading north. It hooks around.
You don't hear anything from around that corner. It's deathly silent.
Like a silence spell.
No.
So I hear normal echoes.
Like you hear this stuff against your ears, you know what I mean? But you don't hear like you know the difference between a magical silence and you hear a drop of water here. It's more silent than normal.
I'll look around this corner.